we rolling? Okay, my name's Tony Coleman, known as London Electricity, and this is the very, very last podcast ever to be broadcast by me from the hospital studio, because next week we're moving. Not very far, but we're moving the entire operation. And I just want to, before I start, I want to say thank you for those of you who've been with us on the ride since 2006, listening to every podcast. And thanks to those of you who maybe have subscribed for the first time or listened for the first time or recently. In episode 370, we're not going to do anything different. We're going to start with an appropriately titled tune, considering I feel a little bit sad right now. This tune's called Grey Days, and it's by S.P.Y. Big shout out to Dexter, who brought a toilet roll into the studio especially for me in case I start blubbing. Shout going out to previous people involved in the podcast before Dexter came, such as Mullet, Paul the Chicken, Matt Riley. You will never be forgotten. Grey Days is on the new 10-inch by S.P.Y that sold out last week while we were in Croatia. And I think in honour of the fact that this is the very last podcast that I'm going to record here at the Purple Gates, I'm going to play each tune in its entirety. So yes, last week we were in Croatia and I don't really know where to start. It was the most bizarre thing, in a good way. It was our first beach festival, and from the minute it started, it felt like, not only was it meant to be, it felt like it always had been, and always will be, an annual event. So to everyone who came, all the artists who played, all of the fans who rolled up, pitched up, all the staff who worked there, I want to say a huge thank you and send massive love, because it truly was a hospital family event. We've had so many messages of support. There's a couple here. Duncan McNichol writes in and says, Tony, that was hands down the best festival I've ever attended of any genre anywhere. So small and intimate. Please keep it that way. Amazing vibes and stunning location. We'll 100% be attending next year if it's going to run again. Well done, Hospitality, for your first festival abroad. You absolutely smashed it. Emily James says, hey, I just want to say a massive thank you for all your hard work and effort putting on Hospitality on the beach. I can honestly say it was the best festival I've ever been to, and I've created memories that I'll remember for the rest of my life. One day, I hope that me and my girl can have the pleasure of representing and playing at one of your events. If there's any help or tips I can get to make this dream a reality, it would be greatly appreciated. Emily, you just got to be better than everyone else. And that's the only advice I can give you. The unmistakable intro, summer sounds of Pete Cannon and Inja. The video for this has just been uploaded to our YouTube channel. Check it out, it's brilliant. This is called Her Room.
Yeah. I've been on highs, I've been on lows, been up and down like yo-yos, been through the depths of my soul, been shaken up and let go, been left in bits but I grow. My heart's clean cause I know my honesty's there on show, cause I promised me I must glow. Must fight for me your man, but love can break your heart and mind. Sometimes it ain't worth your time, other times it can burn your eyes. More times it's all selfish lies, go read between and find the lines. With them lows you find the highs, don't get too close, I ain't alright. There's no love when you find out love's all wrapped in lies. The truth you felt were all dismissed like your vibes. They'll kiss your face and then sleep right by your side. They'll spit you out once they chewed you up, but that's life. There's no love when you find out love's all wrapped in lies. The truth you felt were all dismissed like your vibes. They'll kiss your face and then sleep right by your side. They'll spit you out once they chewed you up, but that's life.
And I gotta send a huge shout out to Inja for being probably the hardest working person at Hospitality on the beach. He seemed to be emceeing constantly.
Don't give your trust up too easy, cause the ones you trust will be the ones who cut. So don't trust the word of them scheming. Never lie that life's dreamy. Wide eyed yet all sleazy. When lies lie, they lie neatly. Then lie with you all teasy. But when the truth comes out, watch them run and cry about. The truth gets twisted round, they disappear and let you down. So clear your space and bounce, find your way to move the doubt. Dig deep to shift the clouds, don't let them get near, just show them out. Now, there's no love when you find out love's all wrapped in lies. The truth you felt were all dismissed like your vibes. They'll kiss your face and then sleep right by your side. They'll spit you out once they chewed you up, but that's life. There's no love when you find out love's all wrapped in lies. The truth you felt were all dismissed like your vibes. They'll kiss your face and then sleep right by your side. They'll spit you out once they chewed you up, but that's life.
If you haven't already done so, you need to check out Inja's album Blank Pages. It's just come out. It's absolutely amazing. Lyric sheets with the CD and with the vinyl and with the digital booklet as well. Get to know. The Secretary General is learning them all off by heart. So shout out to everyone who attended all of the amazing events at the beach. The main stage, the incredible beach stage, the Olive Grove, the boat parties, the Magnolia stage, Barbarella's. It was absolutely incredible.
The truth you felt were all dismissed like your vibe. They'll kiss your face and then sleep by your side. Then spit you out once they chewed you up, but that's life.
Moving down the road now for a tune called Stratford Riddim by Pola and Bryson. Shouting from Rob Newman, who says huge thanks to the whole hospital team for this last week in Tisno. It was such a great vibe at the beach, and on the boat party it felt like we were in an era where everyone just got along and was happy. So many good stories from each day and night, and the after party on Friday night morning too. My wife discovered the awesomeness of DJ Markey on that night. I loved your little setup at the top too. I was waiting on some Pink Floyd though. Epic stuff. Can't thank you and everyone enough. He's talking about the little influences set that I played with Chris Goss. And Chris actually looked physically scared because he didn't know what I was going to play. But nor did I. And it all worked out pretty well in the end, I thought. I want to give a personal shout out to my boys, the chairman and the secretary general, for taking part in my sets on the main stage and being amazing stage dancers, and also to the lady Culminator for keeping the whole Coleman show running. My Ted Jungler says, finally my nephew Loudy Trail from Colorado, who also is a huge follower of your work, is going through something in his life right now. Now I don't know if it's drugs or depression or both, but if you gave him a mention to keep pursuing his dream, and that his uncle loves him and thinks about him every day, I believe it would be a good Kickstarter to keep him moving forward. I got him into drum and bass, but unlike taking after me and DJing at 12, he was 12 or 13 when he wrote some lyrics to Planet Music by Danny Byrd, and he started rapping over the tune. That was way back in 2007. Now, musically, he is a heavy hitter, and he's doing shows with artists like Twisted Insane. It's funny how things happen. I hope to hear back from you soon. Godspeed. Yes, my Tay Jungler, thank you for that. You're a good uncle. Now, if you've been at the beach, you may have noticed that Urbandawn was in the vicinity. He is currently in Europe. He's actually in the UK, in London, and he's got a new EP coming out next week. This is the amazing Sleeping Awake. And it was an absolute pleasure to see Felipe again. He came all the way from Sao Paulo, direct to Hospitality on the Beach. Go on, go on. We are hoping to get Urbandawn himself in for one last podcast later this week, and we'll broadcast it next week. Now, when we move, it's going to be absolute chaos for a little while, but we are going to keep the podcast coming somehow. Even if I have to do them on my phone, we will do podcasts. Do not worry. Now, I've got to give a huge mention to all of the other people who took part in Hospitality on the Beach. Massive thanks to Spearhead, Steve BC. It was an absolute pleasure to hang out with your family and your lovely daughters. My boys got on so well with your girls. It was absolutely magical. We went to the Kraker National Park waterfall, and oh my goodness, it was brilliant. If you ever go to Croatia, you need to go there, trust me. Also, other people taking part who really made it. Sun and Bass, Mungo's Hi-Fi, Blue Martin Music, Jungle Jam, Shack Out, Rompers Reggae Shack, Run the Blast, Critical, Contrast, Diversity, High Tea Music, the Garden Resort team, who were incredible. Absolutely incredible. A special shout goes out to Carlton for being a total G, and to Lou, Artist Liaison. Really, really great team. Great boots on the ground there in Croatia, in Tisno. This is new music on Critical, Foreign Concept, and a tune called, it's either Gozen or Gozen or Gozen. Anyway, it's good. Now keep your eyes peeled on our channels, on my channel, up my channel, for the official after movie from the beach, official photos and future announcements. Ooh. In the meantime, we have Hospitality in the Park 2018 on the 22nd of September. Just go to hospitalityinthepark.london for information. It is selling faster than ever before. We're 1,200 tickets ahead of last year this time. Fourth release tickets are on sale and nearly have run out. So, what do I need to tell you about it? Well, at the Hospitality tent, we have High Contrast with his full live band, the Danny Byrd album launch with GQ. We have Etherwood, we have Kings of the Rollers, Bakota Logistics, Myself, London Electricity, Metric, S.P.Y, Pola and Bryson. And I'm actually really looking forward to the fact that I'm DJing this year. I love my big band, trust me, but we're giving the big band a rest. So I'm really looking forward to doing a DJ set at Hospitality in the Park. The Let It Roll Portal show is back, bigger, brasher than ever. Special guest headliner is Noisier, yes. The rest of the lineup at Let It Roll is Mephius back-to-back, Calix and TB, 20 Years of Virus, Ed Rush and Optical and Rhyme Time, Black Sun Empire, 1985 Showcase featuring Alex Perez and Monty, Circuits, which is Inside Info and Kazra, Rene Levice with Halogenics, Malux, Suki and Bifidus Active, the MCs on the Let It Roll stage are Jakes and Mantmast. The Outlook stage will have Goldie. It'll have the Foreign Beggars live. Special guest is Ocean Wisdom live. We've got Dillinger, we've got Dawn Penn live. Chimpo back-to-back Barely Legal, Children of Zeus, Notion back-to-back Mr. Virgo and Bruce C, Unglued, and the Outlook sound system. The Med School Warehouse, do you remember that from last year? Do you remember how amazing and dark it was and how long the queues were to get in? Well, this year we've made it XL, much bigger, quicker to get in, but check the lineup out. Dexter, Sweet Pea, Bop, Hugh Hardy, Winey, Spectra Soul back-to-back LSB, Lensman with the Children of Zeus, Kino, special guest LTJ Bookham, and headlining D-Bridge back-to-back Newtone for 2 hours. MCs DRS, GQ, SBMC, Ruthless and Tempsa. It goes on and on and on. Look, check out the website. There's so many more names and I'm running out of breath. I actually went there today to Finsbury Park. You know, it's like being the hottest summer ever in England. Well, the park's looking nice and dry. It's not muddy at all. And the flip side from S.P.Y's latest 10-inch. Obviously, it's available now on all digital platforms. The 10-inch is all sold out within about 40 minutes, magically, while we were all in Croatia. How did that happen? I don't know, but it did. This is called Shadows of the Mind. So many new and exciting things lined up for S.P.Y. End of this year and into next year. Massive shout going out to S.P.Y's wife Amanda as well. Got to say, one of the gigs of my life was the boat party that we did at the beach. It was myself with Carlos, S.P.Y, with Newtone and Logistics, with Favour and Eggs on the mics. It was truly amazing. Thank you to all who came aboard. Maximum respect to Carlos S.P.Y for going back to the roots of jungle and reintroducing original structures, not sticking to the formula. I love that. Now, I do get regular messages asking where people can listen to the original podcasts, like the very first ones. There are moves afoot at the moment here to get together all episodes and to put them all up on our server. It is happening, it will happen. Another fun and interesting thing that we've been trying to work on for a little while now is a Hospital Records piano book. So we're going to try and get it out for Christmas. We can't guarantee it because we've never done one before. But it's quite an exciting thing for me because both my boys play the piano and it's kind of aimed at a sort of grade 3, 4, 5 level. The amazing Steve Pycroft is involved, obviously, as transcriber. And talking of Steve, he is currently scoring at least one track for my new album. I've given him the beats and the music and he's kind of like added some amazing orchestration on top. My new London Elektricity album will be coming out in about 9 months' time. But before that, I've got a little treat for you at the beginning of September. I have done a sneaky rework of my Syncopated City album because it'll be the 10th anniversary. I haven't really changed anything. I've just kind of got some of the mix downs a little bit clearer. Some of them are quieter to make more headroom. And a few ad-libs that maybe I left out on the first that I should have put in. So it's kind of like the director's cut. And we're going to do a special podcast at the end of August. And I still haven't worked out how I'm going to make it available to you yet. But it's going to happen. Because I'm quite proud of that album and I think we should do more 10th anniversaries. It's good to celebrate things. Now, our latest signing to med school, Lakeway, someone who I've been trying to sign to med school for about 3 years. He's finally come. He's got an EP out right now called Frozen Nerves. from that EP. This is Death Becometh. This is the sound of Lakeway. Get to know. More from the Lakeway EP later on in the podcast. New music from Seba and Robert Manos. This is on Paradox Music and it's called Etherall. massive shout to Robert Manos for jumping on my set to sing Move On. Totally unplanned and unscripted. A sheer delight. Great to have you at the beach, sir. Shout in from T. Haynes, who says, "Hi Tony, long time listener of the podcast, first time writer. We actually met years ago backstage in Perth. I was hoping you could do a special shout out. Last week we lost a true drum and bass soldier, DJ MC Roughcut, aka John Griffiths. Roughcut, often known as Ruffy or Griffo, was larger than life and incredibly well loved. He was a highly influential part of the Perth scene, and you'd be hard pressed to find someone to say a bad word about him. Whether he was spitting rhymes or dropping beats or just creating shenanigans by the bar or dance floor, he lifted the vibe in any room. John fought a long battle with bowel cancer. His dying message was to treat your health seriously. Bowel cancer is Australia's second biggest cancer killer after lung cancer. 1 in 13 will be diagnosed in their lifetime, but 90% of cases are treatable if caught early. If you're over 40, get checked regularly. His memory will live on as he's an unforgettable bloke. See you at the after party in the sky, mate. Love you forever. T. Haynes. Yeah, YOLO means you only live once. That means look after yourself. Some people think it means you don't have to look after yourself because you only live once, but trust me, you need to. Brand new music on Doc Scott's 31 Records by the Rum Baba. And she's made this amazing tune called Hollywood. Check it out. Oh yeah. Spotters in the house. Wicked, it kind of reminds me of Cold Cut or something on early Ninja tune. Love it. Shout in from Daryl Gregg, who says, I just wanted to say that I'm in the USA hospital. I'm in the USA, and Hospital is one of my favourite drum and bass labels. I grew up in the 90s finding rare clips from Hospital and Good Looking. It was really hard in the USA to find this stuff. I really want to plan a UK trip. I saw Bookham in Brooklyn a few years ago, and it was like meeting your favourite sports player. You guys are awesome, and although I'm miles away, you guys really shape a lot of music culture in the USA. I love D&B and you guys are the best. And I'm sure you get a ton of the same messages, and I hope mine stands out. Keep doing what you do. We love it, and I hope that one day I can make it to the UK to enjoy it locally. My son has been loving the drum and bass that I've been playing at home. Nice one, Daryl. Loves Lamp writes in to say, hi mate, hoping you can shout me out for the podcast. I recently returned to the world of drum and bass after a long break when I met the love of my life, Kimberly Webber. And she recently broke up with me, oh dear, I'm sorry, and listening to your podcast and wise words has got me through some very dark times indeed. It rekindled a passion for drum and bass that I'd almost forgotten I had. So much so that I'm going to virtually every Hospital Records event for the rest of 2018, this time as a solo raver. Well, Paul, it obviously wasn't meant to be, but I'm glad that you are finding solace in the wonderful world of drum and bass. Talking about the wonderful world of drum and bass, if you're coming to Let It Roll next week, and if you're coming to any of the kind of talks and conferences and panels, I'm actually giving the keynote speech on Wednesday. I'm writing it at the moment.
Juke up in the rhythm like a samurai. Big blood spillage, man, are satisfied.
So if you've got any gems of wisdom that you think that I should deliver in my 30-minute keynote speech, message me and let me know.
Big blood spillage, man, are satisfied. This is my church.
Okay, so from the Blank Pages album by Inja, one of the strongest drum and bass vocal albums ever released. This is Samurai, produced by Serum. Check it out.
Ain't got the pace, so I'm an undertaker and cut. I'm a samurai hunting for blood. In the art of war, I go nuts. Slash them off, I see guns. Bring an army and I'll be the one. Left standing, coming out of front. Big step to me like I'm dumb. With a passion I got ice sprung. Took them all out in the blink of the sun. Got 'em all dizzy, got 'em all spun. Reflecting the light from the sword that I swung. Now got close, man, never got touched. Sound like Neo with the sword, man, trust. Blade sharp, no gun. Take out 10 when I swing, leave none. Off in the distance, we'll take out some kingdoms, man. Don't stop till the job's been done. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we. Man shot, tools of the mind. Man, I play chess with the fools of the night. Leave with extra limbs upon side. That's that winner's grin, the bare pride. Cause man started from the bottom of the ride. I did the training and failing, but I'm not fully trained in the ways of the strike. Leave no witness, man, I move nice. Slash, be happy to live with your life. 1-to-1 is too easy done, so I'ma take out your team on your track. From ninja starts, I move right. Then capture them in mid-flat. Then swing the sword, it's like it. Of course, command's always the last one alive. They ain't got the pace to keep up. Can't swing the sword like we does. They ain't got the pace, so I'm an undertaker and cut. They ain't got the pace to keep up. Can't swing the sword like we does. They ain't got the pace, so I'm an undertaker and cut. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we juke up, we juke up, we juke up. Juke up any rhythm, yeah, we.
Now this tune is really making waves. It's Danny Byrd featuring Lenz, Hold Up the Crown. The Danny Byrd album Atomic Funk is available for pre-order right now. The release date is the 7th of September. I repeat, September the 7th.
When I see you through the door, suck your skin, get inside. I gotta keep you in your jaws, keep you in and blame the weather, nothing better than that. Nah, nothing better than that. It's a hard to see the ceiling crack. When you lean and drop put on my lap till the morning, let you feel it. Then we talk and I feed them too. Let your friends say what they wanna say. In the Tokyo, I'm the sensei. And you're my favorite, cause I know you can take it. You're so much more to me, so low to me. Got you in close to me. It don't matter what they say, we can watch them fall back. They don't live the life we're living and you know it's when you give me the prize, do you know it feels right? You can hold on the crown, put it all hanging like. Got in it for the ride, take the sun to sit like. Now we're fitting the fly, take it to another.
Somebody call for a reload. Let's do this. Come on, come on, come on.
Say what they wanna say.
There were two tunes of Hospitality on the Beach. This was one of them, and the other one was Paveglia by Degs. Massive shout out to Danny Byrd. Smashed his sets on the beach. Lovely to have you there, mate. It was also really, really nice to spend some proper quality time with High Contrast, Lincoln Barrett. Both at the beach and also at Electric Castle in Transylvania last weekend, which was another amazing festival. But really, really nice to hang with Lincoln. It's been a while. All we need is for Camo and Crooked to come and play at the beach next year. And then we've pretty much got the entire hospital family represented. The Danny Byrd album comes out, as I said, on the 7th of September. Put that in your diaries. You can pre-order it now. You can pre-order the download on Spotify. 15 tracks, loads and loads of new music that has never been released before, all of a supremely high quality. Definitely Danny's finest album to date. I do kind of feel a little bit sorry for anyone else who's releasing an album on that date. Right, this is called Second Villain. It's by FD and Ryck. It's on the Sun and Bass label.
Does he look like a killer?
No, he has the face of a friend.
Shout to Freddie Dixon. I want to give a shout out to all the people in Tisno, all the Croatian people in Tisno who hosted us. Me and the Coleman clan arrived literally 10 minutes before kick-off of the semi-final of the World Cup between Croatia and England. We managed to find a bar with a TV screen that we could see, and it was packed with English fans and local Croatians, and the vibe was brilliant. There was a kind of like a feeling of mutual support because we were both underdogs and we both got to the semi-finals. And as it became clear in the second half that England were just tired and ran out of steam.
Does he look like a killer?
No, he has the face of a friend.
There was the wonderful sight of England supporters hugging Croatian supporters even before the game was over. And because we were in Croatia and Croatia were in the final, we screened the final on the main stage. And
does he look like a killer?
Even though France beat Croatia, it felt like Croatia were the winners because they're such a small country, and to get to the final was absolutely amazing. So massive respect and love go out to all of the lovely Croatian people who made us feel so welcome in Tisno. And Tisno Garden, where we put on the festival, it's a truly magical spot.
Does he look like a killer?
No, he has the face of a friend.
Now, as this is the last podcast from the Purple Gates, don't worry, it's not the last podcast. We are building a state-of-the-art new studio in our new premises. It's going to take about 6 months. So in that time, we'll kind of jerry-rig a sort of temporary podcast space in the new office, and I might do some from my home studio as well. And we may broadcast some sets from the beach or something instead of doing a podcast. You know, we'll mix it up a little bit. But don't fear, it's going to continue. I am not going anywhere. And it's at this point I realised that I should have made a list of all the guests that I've had on my podcasts over the last 12 years in this studio. But I haven't, because I haven't had a moment to myself. But I just want to thank each and every one of all the guests who've come in. And I'm kind of sorry if I humiliated you. I hope I didn't. But thank you for being involved and coming here and stepping up and talking. And I look forward to loads more interviews in the new studio. This is the last tune I'm going to play on this podcast, episode 370. It's by Lakeway, and it's called My Ting, featuring Marger.
boy talk, like all this man's on the road stuff. Like you can stay there, innit? Like man does my thing to get off the roads. Have you thought about that?
Oh! Come on! Yes, Liam Lakeway.
For all this bad boy talk, like all this man's on the road stuff, like you can stay there, innit? Like man does my thing to get off the roads. Have you thought about that?
Shout in from Al Milry, who says, hi Tony, this email will probably get lost in the void, but no worries, thanks for all the years of vibing tunes. I work in an often risky and dangerous profession as a tree surgeon, and every day after some hair-raising job where we all finish sunburnt and exhausted, but with hopefully all our limbs still attached, I stick on some 170 BPM and calm myself. Big love to you all, and to all the tree guys who are swinging above your heads, keeping things in order. Lots of love. 2 times Ali, the 2 tree surgeons, and all the other nutters. Rookie and Honey say, Tony, unfortunately I'm not there in Croatia, but luckily I have been following it with you guys on Instagram, and I'd like to say how amazing your event has made me want to come next year. If not Croatia, but any of the events the hospital put on.
You can stay there, innit? Like man does my thing to get off the roads. Have you thought about that?
I followed Hospital Records from day dot, and it just gets more and more advanced, linking more and more countries together with our beautiful music we call drum and bass. All in all, I'm writing this to say massive respect and thank you. Sarah King says, hi Tony, we are long-standing London Electricity and Hospital Record lovers. Our 11-year-old daughter has her junior school prom tomorrow, where she is arriving in style in my 67 buggy with the loudest stereo. We asked her to choose what tune she wanted, and she chose Just 1 Second, the Mike Kiss remix. She's been brought up on drum and bass. That is amazing, Sarah. And there we go. Listen, the next podcast I do might be recorded from home. It might be recorded from a little makeshift corner in the new office. It might be a set from Tisno, or it might be a really old set, or it'll be something. But listen, thanks for being on the journey so far. Thanks for keeping things positive, and thanks for enabling me to talk an absolute load of old tosh over music that I genuinely love. Peace out, London Electricity.